I'm just trying to get me a bag. Get me a bag. Go big bag for the money.
What's going on, America? A bag full of money by the group The Wave, the.wave. Check them out, Afro House and whatnot. Amazing group. I'm your guy, Aunt Rose, and this is another one of the Rose Reports. And today, in the next 3 to 5 minutes, I'm going to break down my interpretation of the talk of the town, the talk of the world. Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, This is America. With any artistic expression, it's all open for interpretation. That interpretation solely depends on your upbringing, your background, where you're from, and where you're at in life, as we have seen from some notable people that we care about that might seem like they're not with us anymore. So what I'm going to do is, because I know there's a lot of think pieces, there's a lot of things being said about this video, I'm going to go ahead and just walk through and break down certain things that I felt stood out to me. And like I said, everybody's interpretation is their own. There's no right or wrong when it comes to it. One of the quotes I live by is, true art upsets the comfortable and comforts the afflicted. That being said, this video, it's amazing. So we've all heard the song. We've all seen it plenty of times. So me interrupting as we go along and pointing out things that stood out to me, we'll go from there. So if I could get this thing to play. That's not what I wanted. Hold on 1 second. I don't know. Hold on 1 second. All right. Here we go. So we start off with, This is America, white letters, black background. Now, I'm going to stop it right there really quick. We see this guitar on the chair. You can see the lone figure in the shadow in between the beams, kind of peering through, right? To me, that's kind of important for what I'm going to say next. Now, my guy walks up to the chair. Now, he looks like a real, traditional, when you think about just, your uncle or somebody from the motherland, or just period, whether it's down south, sitting on the porch, playing the guitar. He's barefoot, simple clothing, looks like a worn guitar. To me, that's kind of a testament to, our music is timeless. Now, the camera pans around. As a film director, this was phenomenally done. Now, you see how Gambino he's catching the beat, right? He's becoming aware. So he was kind of standing there observing, right? It was like he's seen this. It's almost like he saw this brass ring. He saw it, but he's observing, listening. And he turns around when he catches the rhythm. Dancing to the rhythm. Everybody's already had the conversation about, we just dance and whatnot. That facial expression, though, reminds me of W. Du Bois' double consciousness. And I'm going to get into that in a second, too. The classic Jim Crow stance. Now, let's talk about this really quick. So, W.E. Du Bois talks about double consciousness as the Negro having to wear two veils to go through society. Oftentimes in our society, we're hyper aware now of our blackness with all these killings and shootings and everything going around, and you hear everything from, even on Scandal, you got to be twice as good to be taken half as seriously, whatnot. But the kid, it's a black kid that comes and takes the gun. I almost feel, this might be controversial, it's kind of his way of saying we're almost implicit on our own destruction, right? So I'm going to let it play because I'm already at 4.5 minutes. So what stands out to me as well is, he's kind of transforming in a sense. Like he took the dude out who was, the musician, took his music, and now he's using it for his own device. And here comes the kids who are impressionable. They're all dressed like students. If you notice in the video, the kids are only focused on Childish Gambino's character, right? Now, was the Jim Crow motif, or whether he's just, I feel like he's portraying just musicians overall, and it's a testament to like the responsibility of the art that you have to take when you're influencing, kids younger than you, when you're influencing a generation, right? Because he kills every single dance. Like, he does them all. The WAP, the what is it called? The folks, dabbing, I don't know all of them. So, I don't necessarily want to fast forward it. Now, when it comes back to the dances, sorry, I'm pointing like you guys can see me. When it comes back to the dances, you see the kids in the background. They got the money gun and all this chaos is going on, right? That's already apparent. But pay attention to who the kids are following. This, to me, is almost like a Pied Piper type thing. And to me, it stood out in the next part of the scene. So, we're all familiar with the tragic event that happened in Charleston. Was Dylan Roof, who assassinated, I forget the brother's name, in the church. But you see how Donald Glover just kind of nonchalantly walks in, he's dancing and praising, then becomes aware in the moment, turns around and assassinates him, right? It's the same way Dylan Roof went in. He went to go pray with him. And notice, they're praising, get your money. He's like, damn, wait a second. It's like the realization, like, I got to get my money, but at what cost, right? So as much as people are painting this video as a construct of us being assassinated and gunned down, I feel like he's attacking or going after the inner conflict of artists overall, of himself as an artist. It's almost like, what beat do you make? Are you making a beat? What kind of music are you making? Are you going to dumb it down and sell records, or are you going to be conscious and hope that you could catch some people along the way? And that might even be a testament to, everybody, we make jokes about, the sunken place, this, that, and the third. But even Dave Chappelle in his interview was like, man, crazy is such a dismissive word, because in this industry, like, your whole sole purpose as an artist is you just want to convey an expression to everybody else that they might not be catching. Through your own artistic works, provoke conversation, provoke movement, change, especially in times of turmoil. Entertainment is where people go to escape. And I think when he's dancing and then he has this thought like, damn, in order to go on, I got to do this. So there's a lot of these double entendres in here that I feel like people were missing, because sometimes we get so caught up wanting to create a think piece real quick and examine and break something down and move on to the next, that we fail to peel back the layers and see how we're self-examining and reflecting on ourselves as well. And mind you, gives it back to the kid. So the "This Is America" piece, like, to me, it just comes off like there's two sides of it that he's doing. The strongest piece is "This Is America." We're killing, we're destroying each other, or we're being destroyed, we're being killed. I'm in no way saying that, this is all about black violence. This is definitely about America and its lack of respect and value for black people and black bodies all day. And mind you, right, like, the chaos going on around has nothing to do with the shooting that just happened. And I feel like that's even back to, we get killed, by white folks, and they get arrested and taken to Burger King. So this is very interesting. All right, now here's the part. I'm so fitted. I'm gonna get it. Watch your move. It's a celly. that's a tool. To me, those are the dopest lines because he's basically saying, yo, like, understand this thing that you're using for entertainment is also the thing that you could use to, take care of you. So in these lyrics, look how I'm geeking. I'm so fitted. I'm on Gucci. I'm on Gucci. I'm going to get it. Watch me move. That's a celly. That's a tool on my Kodak. Woo. To me, that's powerful because when the camera pans up, and we'll go back to the video, and like I said, pay attention to the kids. When the camera pans up, I just did something. Okay. The camera pans up, and you notice that now the kids are focused on Childish Gambino the whole time. You're still watching him. Now, people have already talked about the whole "Behold a pale horse," the Bible verse about destruction. Death comes in right on a white pale horse. There's also a book that I made me think about called "Behold a White Pale Horse," that was written by an ex FBI guy that I guess in this book he was exposing, Illuminati and all these different tactics for this new world order to overthrow people in the government. So once again, there's a lot of double entendres that I took from this, but this to me is the powerful piece, and this is where it shifts, and we're gonna wrap it up because I'm at 11 minutes. So the kids were dancing with him, but now it's to the point where they're dancing around him. They're like they're dancing around him, almost like a Pied Piper thing. Like he has them in their grasp, right? And as he has them so close, he's like, I got the plug on Oaxaca. I'm gonna blow you like Blanca. But he points to the imaginary gun. Now remember, the first 2 times he shot the gun, he really killed some people. So it's almost like he turned on his own. It's almost a testament to the fact that like we got to do better at building each other up and not using each other and then abusing and getting rid of each other. Because notice all the kids run, right? The kids scatter. He realizes he's alone. His influence, I think, is what he's saying he's understanding now, right? Because oftentimes when you're in the midst of creating or riding this high or whatever you want to call it, creating these songs and putting this stuff out there, you just get so caught up. It's basically, we know everybody's talking about, we just dance and then we just gloss over everything that's happening because we're too busy just being entertained and just kind of, for the most part, people are just blinded until it affects them. And I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, the kids were blinded by the violence going around them until it almost affected them. And that's the problem. Is like, we don't see things as an issue until it affects us. And by then it's too late because we're either dead or somebody close to us is dead or we're on a different path of destruction. And it's like being aware. Now, this part, bear with me. Okay, so his point of self-reflection pulls out some weed. Now notice there's no more kids dancing around him. It's almost like as an artist, he's become aware. Now you saw the man that was executed earlier is sitting here again, right? So in a way, to me, it's like history repeats itself. We're in this endless cycle. And now this brother right here, like Childish Gambino doesn't even interact with him at all. He's just back to what he was doing again. It's his endless cycle for somebody else to come along, assassinate him, take the music and use it for their own advantage, right? Now with the cars, like, I feel like they're reminiscent of cars from traffic stops. People were killed. The driver's side doors are open on most of them. I think all of them. So maybe people getting pulled out the car. Now, mind you, like this, the dance to me, with SZA sitting there looking amazing, is almost like he's realized, like it's almost like he's caught between trying to figure out who he is, who he's become. The queen that's over on this side, and I saw things tomorrow. Her hair might be like Statue of Liberty. I don't know if it's all that, but It's queen on this side in the music, and he's torn in between. And often in life, we're torn between our art and love, and they don't blend. But he's in this moment of self-awareness, right? But here's the dopest part of the video to me. The camera pulls back. Hero, the director, did an amazing job. The camera pulls back. And if you've ever watched Bamboozled, remember Spike Lee always talks about, feed the idiot box. That was Damon Wayans' characters. So we have pulled back out of the idiot box, out of the chaos, out of the frame. Mind you, there was nothing else in that frame. Once he realized he had turned on his own, the kids scattered, they're no longer around. He's kind of like in this isolated sense of like, dang, what do I do next? And that's that point of self-awareness. Now, when you have that point of self-awareness, you realize all the chaos and destruction, what goes around comes around. And that's what damn near happens to him next. So the camera pulls back in this beautiful shot. It's framed. And now we go up a level. I don't know if that's reflective of higher consciousness, but if you think about it, like, it just might be. Like, whether I'm reaching too far, like I said, interpretation is how you interpret it. And him smoking the weed calmed down, took it to another level. And this higher consciousness is like, oh, shoot, I'm out of this idiot box of being a catalyst to this destruction through the music that just have the kids dancing and they're just blinded by everything. And now it turns on me. So the camera pans up. And the first line is like, you're just a black man in the world, right? And we see him running down this corridor. And as he's running, we're following him. But now the camera's going to flip. So just look at terror. This is the first time in the whole video he just looks like just a black man. Like there's no other thing going on in his head. He's not trying to entertain. He's not trying to bamboozle. You know what I'm saying? Like it's this look of fear of like, wow, I'm really present in this moment, right? Because all the other ones, it's like, look at this, and making it's like these dualities. He's present in this moment, and as we look, we see the same chaos that was going around him that he was kind of immune from while he was dancing and entertaining, shugging and jiving, whatever you want to call it, right? Is now attacking him now that he's conscious. And he's aware of what he's done or who he's become. And that is amazing to me, right? So then I'm going to show you guys, this is the last part. So the last lyric, right, was, you just a black man in the world. You just a barcode. You just a black man in this world driving expensive foreigns. You just a big dog. Yeah, I killed him in the backyard. Probably ain't life to a dog for a big dog. I don't know what the last two mean, but overall, to me, this video was very poignant. It was very amazing, and it really made me think of this W.B. Du Bois' double consciousness. It's a peculiar sensation. It's double consciousness. It's a sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others, measuring one's soul by the tip of a world that looks out in amused contempt and pity. One never feels his two-ness, an American, a Negro, two souls, two thoughts, two unreconciled strivings, two warring ideals of one dark body whose dogged strength alone keeps it from being torn asunder. And it's one of those things where, like, this was from W. Du Bois' 1903 is The Souls of Black Folks, which is a famous package of writing that he did. But also it gets to the core of like black masculinity and manhood, and talking about like you don't. It's like that wrestling of just kind of coming, I guess, out of slavery and knowing that you're not quite American, but you're not quite African American. So who are you? And so much of our identity is wrapped up in our music as African Americans. It's wrapped up in our style and our clothing and who we are. Like immediately when people were breaking down this piece or saw it, even when I saw it, they're like, oh, that's the African dancer, that's this dancer. He's dressed like kind of like a Marvin Gaye style. Like we immediately took to the aesthetics of it, and sometimes we got to take the time, not sometimes, all the time, break it down and dig deeper. So that's my interpretation of Childish Gambino's This Is America. It's a 20-minute video, I know, but it's live, so tune in, tell me what you think, and we'll go from there. And I'll keep doing these. I'll do them more succinctly, but this type of video, there's so many other layers I would want to break down, but I really wanted to get to the root of that codependency he had with the students and how they were seemingly immune from the chaos around them in the world until they realized they were the next target. And maybe that's like the piece I'll clip and put out there. But that was a powerful piece. That's my interpretation. Stay tuned. Gentleman Jack, Real to Real film series was Code Black Films, coming to a city near you. I will be in Atlanta on May 20th. I'll be in Chicago May 24th, and I'll be in LA May 31st, and then New York, Dallas, and Miami. So go to Gentleman Jack Film. Come check us out. Special guest Omar Epps in Atlanta, and then Omari Hardwick on the other dates. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. It's definitely a blessing. So go out, be a blessing. Be a blessing to yourself. Dig deeper. And stay tuned. If you like this video, let me know. I'll keep doing more of them. I know it's a little long, but hey, you gotta break it down. So yeah, thanks for watching. Again, it's your guy Anthony Rose, Aunt Rose, and keep elevating. Remember that vision plus passion times action equals purpose. Peace.